the bishop for the compromise agreed to, but Osius had no intention of letting them not forge the correct compromise, if you know what I mean. When he reported back to Constantine, though, the emperor decided that if a wider council was going to be called to settle the matter, that it may as well be a wider council. In fact, let's make it the widest council of all. Let's make it a global council, an ecumenical council, the very first of its kind. Constantine ordered the site of the council be moved to the port city of Nicaea, and then invited all the Western bishops to attend as well. The new location would not only make it easier for the bishops of the West to attend, but it would also be close enough to Nicomedia that Constantine himself could pop down and maybe see what he could do to establish the unity that he so craved. Plus, it went without saying that the weather in Nicaea would be much, much better.
Reloading.
Though all 1,800 or so bishops in the empire were invited to the council, only around 300 were able to attend the opening of what would in time be called the Council of Nicaea in May of 325. Though it doesn't seem like a great turnout, with each bishop being allowed to bring along a few priests and deacons to act as aides, the final list of attendees numbered 1,000. And those aides were not just there to go fetch coffee and take notes for a sleepy bishop. Aside from the emperor, probably the two most important attendees at the council were Arius himself, who was a priest, not a bishop, and a young deacon named Onothosius, who was in the entourage of Bishop Alexander. A hard-line anti-Arian, Onothosius made sure the powerful Alexander didn't go all wishy-washy on him. Shortly after the council, the charismatic theologian would succeed Alexander to the bishopric of Alexandria and become a hugely polarizing force within the church. Constantine, as you can imagine, was not the president of Onothosius' fan club.
Hell yeah!
Though the catalyst for the council was the Arian controversy, with so many bishops convening in one place, the church leadership, at the prodding of Constantine, took the opportunity to rule on a whole host of internal disagreements, including when Easter ought to be properly celebrated, what the final status of those who had lapsed during the persecutions ought to be, and what to do about the Melatians, a sect in the East who were seconding the rigorous stance of the Donatists. What Constantine wanted was for the Council of Nicaea to settle all schisms within the church. As I've noted previously, the emperor was not so much interested in which side was right or which interpretation was best, so long as in the end, everyone agreed. What record we have of Constantine's role in the deliberations of the council show him repeatedly acting the part of peacemaker, reminding the bishops over and over again that their agreements far outnumber their disagreements, and that the continued unity of Christianity was of paramount importance. I don't really want to get bogged down in everything that comes development, but I do want to settle the Arian question, as it was the main reason everyone initiated to begin with. The majority of the bishops in attendance, like the emperor himself, had no strong position on the issue, and were open to any formulation of the father and son's relationship that would resolve the crisis. The opponents of Arianism, led by Osius and Alexander, exploited this fact to the hilt. They had agreed beforehand to frame the debate using particular wording that described the Father and the Son as being of the same substance, which they knew would be unacceptable to Arius and his followers.
Charger!
The debate that unfolded over the course of the next month was a bitter one, and at one point Arius was even struck in the face by a rival clergyman. Dismayed at the degree of vitriol on display, a group of bishops put forward a compromise creed that described the Father and Son as being of similar substance, but it was rejected by the hardliners in both camps. More as a result of backroom politicking than persuasive public oratory, the anti-Arians started to flip the delegates one by one, until eventually the same substance formulation was accepted by a majority of the council. Once the majority had turned against them, the moderate Arians began to feel the heat, and with the threat of excommunication and exile hanging over their heads, they too signed on to these same substance treaties. In the end, only 2 of the staunchest Arian bishops refused to sign. The so-called Nicene Creed was adopted by the council as orthodoxy in June of 325. It stated that Jesus Christ was God from God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten, not made, of the same substance as the Father, by whom all things were made. Opposition to this formulation was now considered heretical. Arius, just as Osius and his allies had predicted, refused to accept the creed's language and was exiled by Constantine to Illyria, far away from his power base in Egypt. Though the matter appeared to be settled for good, neither Arius nor the Arians The council then moved on to its remaining business and made decisions on how to calculate the date of Easter, what to do about relations, and what ought to be the church's final position on Trident Corpus. They without the need for baptism. By the end of the meeting in June 325, the assembled bishops ruled on at least 20, though possibly more than law. These included the recognition that the bishops of Rome, Alexandria, and Antioch had a sort of super authority over and above normal bishops, a prohibition on clergy engaging in usury, and a law against self-castration, which, yikes. All in all, the Council of Nicaea did exactly what Constantine wanted, while simultaneously failing to do what Constantine wanted. The collection of bishops had come together and successfully determined where to draw the line between orthodoxy and heresy on a host of issues. It had given the Christians a new sense of global unity by moving the church away from the patchwork series of beliefs that varied from time to time and from place to place. But if he was hoping the establishment of this new orthodoxy was going to actually end the arguments between the Christians, that men declared heretical were just going to lay down their beliefs and give up the fight, then Constantine was in for a rude awakening. Far from putting these matters to bed, the Council of Nicaea simply wound up codifying the position of one side of the argument. Constantine just did not grasp that the religion he had adopted had never actually been unified. It had appeared to be one monolithic force when it was set against the dominant Greco-Roman culture. But once you actually got into it, it turned out that Christianity was almost as varied as paganism. The Council of Nicaea was not going to stop Arius from preaching what he believed to be true. It was not just a matter of method, but a matter of eternal salvation. The Donatists, the Meletians, and all the other minor heresies would eventually be stamped out. But the proclamation of a bunch of bishops meeting on the coast of the Aegean Sea was not going to do the job on its own. But as the council wrapped up, Constantine had a pretty good feeling about things, and believed that his vision of one emperor ruling one empire and one church serving one God was close at hand. Next time, we will delve into more wars and discuss what Constantine was up to when he wasn't promoting and defending Christianity. There were, after all, still wars in a government, so it's not like Constantine could just pull up in church theology. Plus, there was a certain city that had no.
Oh, wow.
Jockey!